What's up, YouTube family? It's your favorite melanated guy from Nebraska. Yes, there's plenty of melanated people here in Nebraska. Today's content is about a popular pastor, very, very popular pastor who just came on the scene within maybe a year or two. His name is Philip Anthony Mitchell, excuse me. He made a controversial statement in one of his sermons that really has a lot of people in an uproar. I think that he's getting the attention that I believe that he desired by making this statement. And I'm going to give you guys the gist of what he said. It's not going to be verbatim, but it's going to be a gist. He made statements in one of his sermons to the point of black youth are in rebellion. Black youth, don't blame the white man or the power structure that you're getting killed. If you just comply, you won't die. This is the statement, the gist of what he was saying. And a lot of people take issue with it. A lot of people are having problems with it. And, I want to give you my opinion on it. So, putting facts over feelings, he's right. There is some truth to what he's saying. Absolutely. I don't know if it's coming from a place of that he cares. I believe that the intent means a lot because I don't know him personally. So I don't know if he's saying that on the basis of, I care about the black community. So this is what I want to say. I don't know that, but let's say that he is. Okay. I take no issue with that. I just would love to know and understand why the magnifying glass has to be on our youth, as if our youth are the only ones that are in the rebellion and that are committing crime and that need to get back in order. There's white youth. There's Hispanic youth. Youth as a whole in this country are out of control. They're in rebellion. I mean, you watch, a lot of YouTube videos about these youth in class and the way they speak with authority and deal with the teachers. They're all out of control. I just don't understand why. And I think that black people are really easy targets. You can say a lot about black people and nobody's going to really come to their defense of black people other than other black people. I don't know if he said that he made these statements because, hey, you know what? I'm about to get some spins. If I say this, I'm going to get some spins. I'm going to get the controversy. I'm going to get the attention. Good or bad, it's controversy and people are talking about me. But I noticed that when you want to get some eyes on you, what you do is you attack black people. You scrutinize black people. You put the magnifying glass on black people. And what that does is that gets you the likes, that gets you the subscribes, that gets you the pat on the back, the golden star. You become the guy or the woman or the guy that is going to save black people. And this is what black people need to hear. And, all this stuff, people say these things, right? People, they come to understand that this is what black people need. They need to hear this message, quote unquote. Not really coming from a place of they want to help the black community, but scrutinizing the black community is like the new, footstep to where you want to go. You want to get somewhere. You know what I mean? You're going to, like I said, you're going to get the likes. You're going to get the subscribes. You're going to get the eyes on you. And then you become this so-called hero because you're, scrutinizing, black people or black youth. And that opens up doors for you. I've seen a lot of people do it. A lot of YouTube content creators, a lot of podcasters. Black people are the footstool. They're the commodity that they use to get themselves off the ground, when they want to get themselves started. So I notice this a lot. Now, like I said, what Philip Anthony Mitchell said was true, but I just don't like the generalizations. I don't like the extreme generalizations because there's some great youth out here that are black. I think that it's a disservice to them because they deserve to be recognized as well with the bad. But I find it funny that our youth, our black people as a whole, are always being brought up in a very negative way, when there's great things that we're doing as a people and have done as a people. But I believe that people only want to hear about the negative, the bad, the ugly. And when you do that, you get your comeuppance, off of black people. And I see a lot of black people doing it. And I think that there's a certain place that they're trying to get to, and that they're going to use writing black people, to get there. Now, I don't know specifically if that's what this man is doing. But, when you just focus in on one race of people as if they're the only race, that is in error, it's not cool. I mean, and you're not telling the whole story. What about everybody else that is doing the same things that, black people are doing, or following in the footsteps of what, quote unquote, black people are doing in error? You have black youth out, you have other youth out here doing their best to emulate black youth, and they're falling in the same hole that our youth are in. What about them? Are you going to, bring that up? You know what I mean? Are you going to set the record straight on that? So I just think that black people are the perfect punching bag. When you want to get your name out there, a lot of content creators really use black people as a way to get their YouTube channels up and going, and they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. In every aspect, man. I think that, what he did was, if it was purposeful, absolutely. But I would like for him, if he was sincere, I would like for him, and it's just my opinion, like I said, I ain't nobody. I would like for him to tell the truth and tell the whole story, right? Correct everybody. Don't just pull black people out at the back of your pocket. When you want to make a statement that's going to get your name out there, and that's going to get the attention that you seek, and that's going to get the people that you're trying to appease to get their attention. You know what I mean? When you want to get that golden star, or that attaboy, that's what I'm talking about. And that's a lot of people. That's what they seek. They seek that validation from those, who enjoy seeing black people scrutinized. And I hope that wasn't what it was, but I just can't help to see the pattern. It's a pattern. It's a pattern with people. I picked this picture purposefully of Mr. Philip Anthony Mitchell. I just found this picture interesting. This is a pastor of a church. I'm not here. I'm not here to judge. I just find it interesting. Because people can do whatever they want to do. They can. But as a pastor and as such a person, when I hear him speak about God and the Lord and his journey, and I just find it, interesting, this picture. So this is just my 2 cents, y'all. And as a community, listen, black folks, hear me out. Melanated people, stop letting people like this gaslight you, because that's literally what he did. He literally gaslit the entire community, telling people that, if we just comply, as if when black people comply, they've never died. The generation that came before us complied, and they still died. So, making that generalization as though, if black men, it's not the white men, it's not the power structure, it's y'all. While there is some truth to that, you got to tell the whole story. And you can't just, and you can because he did, but I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's truthful to just throw black people, black youth in the hat as if we're the issue, we're the problem, and nobody else. So I just think there needs to be some equality in that, Mr. Mitchell. But other than that, man, I don't know too much else about the guy. I've seen some people, do some content on the guy, and there are some questionable things as to who really makes the decisions at the church. So, hey, man, that's neither here nor there. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just me on my soapbox, me ranting. But I just, I believe that it was a purposeful gaslight. And I believe that it was a part of a pattern that I see often with those who desire to, really make a name for themselves. They use the punching bag, which is black people, to do it. And it's not conducive to change if that's what they design to do by speaking about, black people or black youth in that way. So it's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, this black people in Nebraska. I'm out. Peace. God bless.